Hi. Here for one more secret to give you. It's always so exciting to be able to sit down and talk with some of our Dream Team members. And I've got with me today Mike Chevalier. Did I say that right?
That's right. Yep.
Wow, I got that right. I can't believe I got it right first time. Mike, how long have you been with us?
Been with the community about 4 years now.
Really?
Yep.
4 years?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so that is so cool because sometimes I don't always get attached to the people as much. But you've really stepped up this year, though, haven't you?
Yeah, just this year I joined the Platinum Group and have really seen results from it. And that's, I was sitting in the position where I think a lot of people out there may be, where you look at the investment on paper and you go, I don't know if I can afford it.
How can I possibly afford this, right?
And I told you right before I signed up that I said, I'm just trusting that this is where I've got to be, I need to be, and that's absolutely been the case.
That's absolutely been the case, because I remember when you turned in your application, and I have to tell you, I almost turned your application down for Platinum, because you scared me a little bit, because I don't want you mortgaging your house or your life, to be part of the Platinum Group. But you obviously, if I'd known you'd been with us 3 years, then that makes a lot more sense. And so someone did that research. I'm probably checked up on it a little bit. So it's so cool, though, to see you pull things together and do some in very important things. One of the things I want to do here is I want to give Mike a chance to tell his story just a little bit, and then I want to pull a secret out of you, something we can give to these guys to help them maybe get and enjoy life a little bit like you have. Because you were just telling me something that I thought was incredible. You want to tell a little bit about what you were saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at some numbers, and I'm happy to say that we're up about 17% on the year, total revenue-wise, and 6 or 7% for this quarter that we're currently in. And I thought, man, it feels like I've been busier than that. And I went back, and my wife reminded me, we've been on 2.5 weeks of vacation this year that we didn't take last year.
Right.
So I haven't figured out the exact number of working days, but I've made more money and have done more inspections in far less days this quarter of
Where'd
this
you
year.
go on vacation at?
The first one we went to Destin for a family reunion type thing. Then we went to Marco Island down south in the southern part of Florida, and I actually went to the College World Series as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of incredible. Was your wife upset that you took some time off?
No, she was the beneficiary of that. She got to go on all 3 trips with me. And,
wow, that's cool.
She really loved that. So.
Yeah, you got kids?
No kids yet.
No kids yet, so better enjoy that time before. Everything changes after you have kids. Let me tell you, I have 4 of them. Everything changes, time-wise, but in a lot of positive ways as well. So it's a good time for you and your wife really to get to know each other and grow together before that life-changing event.
Absolutely.
So let's see what we can do here. What's one secret? You've been with us 4 years, so you've seen a lot of things change. You've been to, 3 of the 3 days of Secrets Revealed, or 4?
3 of the 3 days of Secrets Revealed, and then last year was the first one as a Platinum member.
Wow, okay, because you joined last year as a Platinum member at the last 3 days of Secrets Revealed. Let's just take the 3 days of Secrets Revealed. I know this sounds a little self-serving, but I want you guys to understand this. Why do you keep coming back to the 3 days of Secrets Revealed? Aren't they all the same?
The first thing I told my wife when I got back from my first Platinum meeting was I literally thought I was going for a refresher course. Hey, here's what we went over in February, now are you doing this and are you doing that? And I came home with pages and pages of notes of completely new things that I'd never heard about, tips, secrets, all kinds of things. And I felt like it's been that way every single meeting that I've ever been to with the organization. Just there's always more stuff than one person can take in and get back and implement into their business.
So if I told people it's kind of like a Chinese menu, okay, and you go into a Chinese buffet, you could eat, there's no way you're going to eat it all, right? But you can pick and choose the pieces you feel comfortable with, the pieces that you enjoy doing, the pieces that you want to do over and over again.
Sure.
I have to admit, when I go to a Chinese buffet, I do eat a lot of the same stuff, okay? Or I could use the example, go into a grocery store, there's no way you're going to buy everything in the grocery store, right? But you can go pick the stuff you want. Hey, if you want ice cream, you get ice cream. If you want ribeye steaks, you get ribeye steaks. But whatever the pieces you want there, you can pick and choose what you want, right?
Right.
We do cover some of the basics over, again, on a regular basis, right?
Definitely. Just today we've been.
Yeah, so today we actually...
There's always something new. There's always a new aspect. There's always somebody who's tweaking it a little bit differently that you've never heard of. That's like, man, that's what I need to be doing.
All right, so for starters, get yourself to the 3 days of Secrets Revealed. All right.
Definitely.
Now, so what's one secret you've learned out of that 4 years you've been with us you think that would probably be instrumental for a new person, whether they're a veteran inspector maybe or a brand new inspector, that would help them be able to kind of pull themselves forward so they could really understand why they need to be at the 3 days of Secrets Revealed?
Well, the biggest thing I think is either commitment or taking that action. I'm embarrassed to admit that the first few years I was part of the community, I had the information and I had read over it, but it was I suffered from the syndrome of everything has to be absolutely perfect with a nice little bow on it before we can put it out there. And I'm learning. I haven't learned fully, but I'm learning to work through that. And you've got to take things, you've got to get them to where they're ready, just ready to implement. Not perfect. You can always tweak. You can always maneuver things once they're out. But that's the biggest thing is if you just take action, you're going to get so much further and get so many more results than you did before, even if things aren't perfect.
It kind of reminds me of Brad's mantra, right? Take action and expect success.
That's
right. And by the way, guys, here's one of the things we see a lot of inspectors make, because inspectors are somewhat perfectionist types, not all of them, and I'm a little bit too much sometimes. But if you've got a program, even as you heard the one lady speak at the 3 days, even at 75%, right? You have to pull the trigger, because here's one of the things you may or may not realize: at 75%, there's no way you're going to get it 100% until you actually put it in the water and test it. Okay? They don't know if a ship leaks or doesn't leak really a lot of times until they actually put it in the water. They get better at it, by the way, the more they build of them, just like you get better at it the more inspections you do. But that's a big piece of it, and being able to get in there and visit the offices. When you go into the offices and talk with the agents, what's one of the major things you say to them or do or at presentations, or to try to make sure that they understand they really need to be working with you because you're different?
One of the things I picked up from another member of the organization, maybe the Fox, is everybody's always constantly getting beat up about their price. And even the cheapest guys, I'm sure, are somewhere out there getting beat up on their price. And he presents everything in a, hey, we're happy to match anybody's price as long as it's apples to apples. Here's the things that we do, and you list out that laundry list of unique selling points that you have. And if there's somebody out there that matches these, hey, we'll take them on, based on price head to head. But don't, it's not fair to compare our group and our services here versus this guy who's just doing his little inspection.
So do you get beat up on price? Are people constantly asking you to lower your price?
Sometimes, the newer ones. The agents, what I do find is the agents that have used us and know the level of service that we provide, they're the ones that are, as we discussed upstairs a little bit, telling their people, hey, here's 3 or 4 that I've got to give you, but I can tell you who I would want inspecting my house.
So let me get this right, because I always have people telling me, the agents are the ones that are insisting on the lower price. And by the way, if you're a commodity, that's true. And if you're a commodity, we can fix that real quick. There's 3 or 4 things you have to put in place that fix that. And commodities are sold on price. But you add some extra things in, and the agents are actually telling the people, yeah, he's a little bit more expensive, but he's worth it, and you really want to make sure you get this guy.
Right, they see the value in that. And some of them we've had to twist a couple of arms to make them realize, hey, down the road, wouldn't you rather them see the value and say, oh, wow, I'm really glad that I had a recall check, that I had some of these other things that this company does, first, and the agents, kind of the light bulb goes off after a couple of inspections typically, and they see, there is value in that extra that you're charging.
Well, that is like super cool. Did your wife come with you to the 3-day secret drill?
She hasn't been yet.
You gonna bring her next time?
She's itching to come out and see what it's all about. So cool. I told her after hearing some of the ladies up there, I said, I don't know if you want to get roped into this. Everybody, they get pretty immersed in it.
I will tell you, we have some of the strongest ladies in the inspection world, part of the inspector community. But the coolest thing is how much this group pulls together. And it's just amazing when we get on the phone calls together as a dream team, when we get a chance to sit down and meet as a group, how much we all help support each other and grow. And one of the biggest things that I want to make sure everybody hears as a secret is you have to surround yourself with successful people. And people that are willing to be honest with you, and people that are willing to tell you when you're messing up, and people that are willing to pat you on the back and say, great job. Way too often, if you're waiting for your competition to tell you you're doing a great job, you're probably waiting for the wrong person. But if you're waiting for somebody from another state that hears you say something and goes, wow, that's a super cool idea, I got to put that into my business, then you need to be part of one of the dream teams or be part of this group so you can learn that. Any last words? How long have you been an inspector now?
I've been an inspector for 8 years.
8 years?
Yep.
Wow, 8 years. So you're not like really brand new at this then, are you? Okay? So if there was one last secret, somebody brand new coming into the business that they probably need to know to get themselves up and running, what would that be?
In today's climate, with what's going on with the economy and the market and the things that we hear people all around us talking about all the time, you touched on earlier, but you need to be around. I grew up playing sports. You have to have a coach. You have to have someone that's there as a support system, someone to guide you. And now more than ever, I guess I was fortunate that I started out blindly in a pretty decent economic market and was able to survive and hang on until I found the Millionaire Inspector community. But you need a coach, you need that system to teach you and to guide you and show you the right way to go.
Mike, thank you for being so open and honest and willing to share with all of the folks that are watching this today. That's really what we're all about, is trying to help you pull your business to the next level. That's why we call it a community. There's so many people out there that you can be part of their group or whatever, but being part of a group where people are willing to be honest with you and share and help you move to the next level, people that truly care about you, that's what builds a community. And you're just a great part of that community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.